Hello and welcome to Nishan's Python class. In this class, we will start diving into functions. And let's get started. So you should have seen my previous videos how to install Python and what is Visual Studio Code. So let's get started. Okay, now I'll redo these steps. We gotta open a folder, which in my case is named YouTube. There you go. Select folder, and it should be loading. There you go. Okay. So now let's talk about strings real quick. Strings are letters or a sentence. They can be numbers or whatever. So let's say we put a string right here and then type in ABC. Now that would be like a usual string. You can understand why it's a string. But if you do 34 plus 2. Let's see what what happens here. And now we get, there's no error. Strings always need quotes around them, which I didn't explain, but they really do. If you don't have them, then they won't be counted as strings and you might get an error message. So 5, ABC, 3 plus 2. So what strings are is like, they treat whatever's inside it as a sentence and it prints out exactly whatever's inside it. So you did another print function here, and then do 34 plus 2, you would get a different result. Now let's see this. Okay, so 34 and 2 are integers. Got it? And integers are numbers. So, okay, now let's get a little complex. Let's create a new file. And let's do it. Print func there. Then do .py. Let's click enter. So now you know what .py means. It's because to indicate that it's a Python file. So let's get started. Okay, now let's say we use a print function. Okay, and then we're gonna use another function which is called int. Okay, what this does, it will turn something that's a string into a number. Okay, so but let's try it with letters first. Okay, let's do A. Now int will turn A into a number, and let's see if A is a number. Now it gives us an error in this function. It's just saying that A can't be turned into a number. What if we try to turn it into a 7? As I explained before, 7 is not really a number in this situation. It's just, well, 7 in a sentence. It will just print out exactly what it is. Wait, if you took out this int function, you would get the same thing. But like, now this is cool because we use a string and now we get added to a number this time. Let's try this out. Okay. My thing does not respond. Oh, there you go. Okay. So plus NCR3. So what we should get with the int function is 10, but we would get an error message if we didn't have the int function. Now let's try this out, and it says 10 exactly. So int is a cool little thing. Same thing works for strings, except you can put anything in strings. So what the problem is here, like, why would you use an int function? The int function is, let's say you ask your user to enter in something, and then you store it as a variable. It will be stored as a string. We want a number, so we could use the int function and change the variable a bit, and then there you go. Good use for the int function. We will be using that later on. Now let's go to do something cool. That the print function has, well, so it's a function, right? And functions have parameters. The print function has unlimited parameters because it's cool because you could have unlimited stuff to print out. So let's say you want to print out 1 and this comma space 2. Do that. Okay, and then 0. So what happens here is I don't want to explain to you. Let's just see. Okay, so what the space does is like separates the two things that it wants to print out with a space. I mean the common. That's what it does. So that's pretty cool. I mean, when we get deeper into the content Python, you will see more cooler stuff that will do something like this. But this is pretty good. So now this is cool, but what would you use that? Again, I don't know. It could be useful. Like, let's say you're printing out, like, there's your score, and then how long it took, or if you won or lost and how long it took, but how long the game worked. But that's really, like, this is a cool function, like, functionality for the print function to have, but let's just say it's not the most useful. So now we dived in. Now there's much more we can talk about using the print function, but remember, you gotta be writing this down, and well, this really is. So one more thing, this is completely homemade. You know, just sit at home. I don't know, drink coffee or whatever if you want to do, like cook hot chocolate if it's in the winter for you guys. But literally, all you need is a computer. Maybe a monitor would be good. But seriously, don't stress out that much. It'll be pretty easy to learn, but yeah. So tomorrow or next video, we will be going into strings. Well, diving in and seeing cool functionality. So the next video will be a little longer than usual. This video already is. So please like and subscribe, and catch you later.